if you're not living under a rock, you've probably heard the news by now that Charlie Kirk passed away. He was brutally gunned down and leaves behind his wife and 2 children. Charlie Kirk stood for a lot of things many of us were too scared to say, too frightened because of backlash, too scared that we would get canceled. He stood in the face of opposition day after day after day. And the tent that he sat under said, "Prove me wrong." One man, one microphone. What appears to be thousands of people there, inviting them into free dialogue to talk about ideas. And that was met with violence. First and foremost, our prayers and our thoughts go out to Charlie Kirk, his family, and we pray that his wife, who we know the Lord to be speaking to just hours before he was gunned down, tragically, she was posting a Bible verse, "God is our shield in times of trouble." Paraphrased. Pray for his children, that they would look back and they would realize that their dad was a man of courage who stood up in the face of tyranny, and he fought for what he believed in. I think Charlie Kirk would want all of us who have seen this tragedy happen, I think he would want us to live a life that is worth fighting for, a life that leaves behind a legacy, a life of boldness, a life of courage, a willingness to debate, to be challenged. He wasn't a college graduate, but yet he stood on college grounds inviting free speech. If you truly believe in something, if you truly have courage, you have to be willing to engage in dialogue. Not arguments, dialogue. You have to be able to stand up and prove what it is that you believe in. This life is not meant to be wasted away as a life of comfort. What would Charlie Kirk want us to know? A man who died for something he believed in. At the age of 31, he didn't even get to see his children grow up. But his children will always see the legacy in which was left behind. So as Charlie Kirk enters the pearly white gates of heaven and he hears from God, "Well done, my good and faithful servant," I think Charlie Kirk would want all of us to live our lives not chasing the American dream to live a life of mediocrity, trying to keep up with the Joneses, seeing who can make the most money, all for material pleasure that never quench. I think Charlie Kirk would want us to live a life fighting for something we believe in. What do you believe in? He was unashamedly a Christian, a believer, and he engaged in those free will discussions. Let's honor Charlie Kirk by fighting for what we believe in, by standing in the face of tyranny, by having courage, so that we too can enter into the white pearly gates where he is at with God, and we will hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." That's what Charlie Kirk would want. Pray for his family. Pray that you would live a legacy so that you too can hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant."